Good morning. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. What a great morning we were having. Thank you for tuning in. We just finished an awesome hour of Hire It Done. And what we're going to do is now talk more home improvement because that's what we do here. Lots of content today. Lots and lots of content. So first off, it's Shout Out Saturday, 248-539-9797. If you're a contractor, police, fire, county, city, and you're listening, type it in, text it in, 248-539-9797. We'll give you a shout out, I mean. And if you have a question that Google can't answer, you are worried about hiring a contractor in the middle of a job, something's going on, or after the major storm we just had, if we have water, any problems. We talked about it earlier, and I'll tell you what, it was good advice. I love giving advice. By the way, today's Shout Out Saturday and also Salt Sale Saturday. Did you know that PFAS, it's a chemical. It contaminates the water. It's such a problem right now that one of the largest chemical and manufacturing giants is currently facing around 4,000 lawsuits from U.S. cities and towns over the allegations of contaminating drinking water. With all the chemicals that we're putting in our food, in our water, we're killing ourselves, folks. I'm surprised we don't have 6 fingers or a third eye coming out of our forehead. Think about it. Are we becoming zombies? One of those rulings in Florida recently ordered a payout of $10.3 billion. And it's for testing and cleaning up the PFAS in the public water supplies. So make sure you and your family are drinking clean, safe water in your home, okay? Now, obviously, Beauchamp Water Treatment Solutions, he's our guy here. He's the king of water, Jerry Beauchamp. And today's Saturday, if you have a water softener in your house, today's Salt Sale Saturday, you get water softener salt for really cheap. 40-pound bag of Duracube for $6.99. Anyways, they also sell alkaline water and they sell bottled water. But here's the thing. I have city water. I also have well water on my sprinklers. Smart move. My water bills are really low. But here's my point, my friends. If you get them to come out and filter your water, you won't have any PFAS because their filters get rid of the PFAS. And if you have children, and everyone says drink X amount of water a day, right? I don't drink enough water, but I'm starting to drink more. And I just added the alkaline attachment. So I have alkaline water coming in my house. My kitchen sink, my ice maker. So it's exciting, right? Anyways, you got to get that done. 248-539-9797. On Point Property Restoration. Shout out for them listening today. Thanks, guys. So here's the deal. I haven't talked about windows in a long time. And I want to talk about getting windows for your home. And of course, listen, the great Glenn Hagee, may he rest in peace, used to say, the best window is the one that's installed properly. And it's very prophetic. It may be one of the best statements in home improvement I've ever heard. It's in the top 3. The other 2 I created. One of them is Hire It Done. 3 words. And for home improvement, even look at Angie's List and Home Advisor called me about the name. They loved it. I should have sold it to them. But what did I know? My ego was so big that I thought I was going to be bigger than them. Hey, it is okay. So getting windows for your home, right? Let's talk about this because it's important. It's a good investment. And thinking about this, getting them done is not easy today. There are a handful of really, really, really good companies here in Metro Detroit. And if you think about it, if they just sell one window, that's okay. But if they give you like a good, better, best, and they give you a window for your budget, I believe it's a better choice. So, like, what's a company that just sells one window? And maybe I'm wrong about this, but like Renewal by Andersen. I was an Andersen dealer when I was a contractor. I loved Andersen windows back in the day. But that was because there was only a handful of window companies. There was like Andersen, Pella, Marvin, Geldwin, Hurd. Some of them are out of business. Look at Wallside. They've been around forever. Wallside's a good window. If you're on a budget, I have no problem with them. They assemble their windows here. But let's talk about vinyl versus fiberglass, because I was recently at a company here in Shelby Township. I'm sure you've heard of them, Performance Remodeling. And I was meeting with the owner. And we're talking about windows, siding, gutters, roofing. And, I've known the owner, Rich Hotea, for like 10 years, maybe even longer. And him and I have crossed paths a million times. And he was on his own growth path. And I am so impressed with the growth of that company because they did it smart. Remember, building a successful company is a marathon. It is not a race. Doing it right, building it right is important, okay? 248-539-9797. I'm going to talk about vinyl versus fiberglass. This is Hire It Done. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. I'm having a great Saturday morning. A little cloudy right now. It's the storm aftermath. I hope you didn't have any problems in your house after this big storm, but if you did, we have the solutions here. But right now we're talking about vinyl versus fiberglass windows for your home. And again, here's the deal. Making sure that you make the right choice. Because like we said earlier, Glenn Hagee came up with the term. I'll give him credit, even though he's passed away. He may rest in peace. The best window is the one that's installed properly. Bam. So important. Okay? So, vinyl windows versus fiberglass. Now, we don't need aluminum clad. We don't need to do pultruded. Let's just talk about the two, or the Fibrex. There's a lot of good window companies out there, friends. A lot of good ones. So, what is fiberglass windows? What are they? Obviously, they're made out of fiberglass. But here's the thing. Fiberglass rivals the look of beautiful wood windows. Now, back in the day, wood windows were the roll. That's it. Rock and roll with wood. But as we know, the elements, if they're not properly installed and sealed and painted properly, it's a big problem. They don't last forever. They don't have the maintenance. Fiberglass doesn't have the maintenance that wood would have. Think about it that way. Okay? And the corners of the windows are tight, clean, and they're well crafted. A lot of homeowners, a lot of other vinyl window companies will say, oh, no, they're not sealed properly. And that's because a vinyl window is welded. What they mean by welded is the corners of a vinyl window, which, by the way, used to be mechanically fastened. Now they have this device which takes the corners and heats it up, and it's like melts it together in this special, process. And to be honest, it gives it a good time, a good seal. But what about thermal expansion? Have you heard of thermal expansion? Thermal expansion is when it's hot or cold, the product expands, it contracts, okay? Now, the thermal expansion rate of fiberglass material is about the same as glass. Glass expands, but it's so small and so minute, you can't really measure it. Thus, the name fiberglass. Oh, wait, glass is in the name of fiberglass. Oh, maybe there's a little relationship there. That means there's a tight seal that's between the glass and the frame. See, when the glass sits in the frame of the window, and by the way, the frame is either vinyl or fiberglass, that's where you have situations where it could be a problem. In a vinyl window, there's a lot of thermal expansion because temperatures get very hot or very cold. That means the seal of the window of the vinyl frame is under stress. And the bigger the window, a picture window, the more risk you have. And that's why there's gaps and leaks could be developed. Now, when I was in the home improvement business, and I grew up in it, my dad taught me, about windows. And we were an Anderson window dealer, which is a vinyl clad on the outside and wood on the inside. Everyone's like, oh, that's the best, However, there were other windows out there that had what we call the swiggle strip. And that was the band in between the glass and where the glass hit or connected to the frame. And we're like, oh, that's kind of cool. So, but when you have expansion of the heat and cold in the vinyl frame, let me explain this to you. You could get moisture trapped. And then you see these foggy windows and you see moisture, foggy windows. Those are in old vinyl windows, sometimes wood windows too. You don't see that in fiberglass. So is vinyl the best replacement choice for a climate like Michigan, Southeast Michigan? Let me just say this. There's better choices, but it's still not, I can't do vinyl. If it's installed properly, the window works great. And so when I was meeting with Performance Remodeling, we were talking about the differences. And one of the things I liked about meeting with them, and if you're thinking about windows in your house, you got to give them a call. It's a free estimate, obviously. But I said to them, fiberglass windows, are they more money than vinyl? And they're like, well, it depends on, the accessories and all that, but it's a better investment. It's like Apple computer. You buy that stock or you buy Dell. Which one's a better investment? Depends on who you ask. So I'm talking with Performance Remodeling, and of course, their sales manager, Jason Sawinski. We were talking about the sales process because I'm the kind of guy who doesn't like high pressure sales. And I'm the kind of guy that when the homeowner calls and says, well, I'm going to get the window information, and the response is, you must have both homeowners there. Today, people go nuts. They don't like hearing that. Nobody likes hearing that. So, talking about sales process is important. I don't want homeowners to feel uncomfortable when a contractor comes to the house because the anxiety levels go up. I wish we could take a blood pressure check or put those monitors, the little stickers, and put them on a homeowner before, during, and after a home improvement contractor comes to the house. But today, good contractors will make sure that the homeowner doesn't feel bad, doesn't feel pressured. We're talking about the difference between vinyl and fiberglass. If you have a question, text us 248-539-9797. Shout out to the postal workers on this beautiful Saturday. Jeff in a postal truck. You know what? Did anyone know that the word "go postal"? It's not a good term. You don't say that in the post office. I'll tell you that. But I heard it came out from the Royal Oak post office from back in the day. Anyways, I think postal workers are underappreciated. They have to drive on the other side of the truck. Think about that. And how do they know where the mail? Like, I would like to, how they have those TV shows, How It's Made or whatever, Titans of the Industry. I want to know how they sort the mail by the address. Like, how do I get my address before the guy next to me? Anyways, it's one of those mysteries. And the postal trucks? Who makes them? Are they Ford, GM, Chevy? Toyota? Who makes postal trucks? 248-539-9797. Let me know. And I'm just interested. Don't forget it's Shout Out Saturday. Plus, if you have a question Google can answer, I'd love to talk to you. We're talking about vinyl versus fiberglass. Now, what are some of the other issues? How about chalking and fading? I'm going to give you the answer about chalking and fading because some windows do that when we come back. My name's Adam Helfman. This is Hire It Done. Keep it locked in. See you in a few minutes. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. We're talking about vinyl versus fiberglass. New windows for your house. Remember, the best window is the one that's installed properly. Happy birthday to Ari Zarkin, one of the owners of Lully's, Stephen Lully's in on the Green, the one in Farmington. Good company, good restaurant. I like it. So 248-539-9797. We gave a shout out to Jeff. He's a postal worker. And I asked the question, who makes a postal truck? You know, and he says, here's what he said. They're GMC, and the youngest one is around 24 years old. No air, just a fan to push around the hot air. Oy. Oh my God. Invention. We're gonna invent portable air conditioning for the postal workers that's scented. Pumpkin spice. Oh boy, I'm so smart. I can't help myself sometimes. Anyways, shout out to Eric at A1 Concrete of Mid-Michigan, helping them celebrate 20 years this fall. Hey, Eric, get a hold of me. We need a good concrete company if you do residential. Adam at hireitdone.com is my email. 20 years is good. You know, 96% of all contractors fail in the first 5 years of business. If you have a question this morning, text me 248-539-9797. We're talking about fiberglass windows versus vinyl. And some people say that they chalk or fade. You know, right now, my favorite window, besides it being installed properly, is black fiberglass. That's really cool. Black windows are, you know, all in vogue. And I like Marvin windows, but I like the Infinity by Marvin. So, fiberglass windows, they don't chalk. They don't fade ever. That's one of the benefits of that. I've seen windows fade, and I've seen white vinyl windows that everyone's like, oh, I want to do colors, and they've done wood grain, and they try to do painted. It never ends up well. Looks good right the first couple weeks, and then years later, you're like, oy vey. Anyways, vinyl windows, especially, here's the thing, you know, you hear vinyl window sales guys, and by the way, I'm not anti-vinyl. If it's installed properly and it's in a price range, it's okay. It's okay to do that. I use wall side windows as an example. And by the way, they're not a sponsor. I just know they're a good window. If it's done right, you're good. But here's the thing about vinyl. Some people say, oh, our vinyl's recycled. Recycled vinyl, sometimes they chalk. Sometimes they fade. Sometimes they turn blue. Like, you know, again, depends on the product. And you got to understand that. Now, when you get a salesperson at your house for vinyl windows, and you ask them, I'm thinking about fiberglass. And then you get a fiberglass guy in your house, and you're telling him you're thinking maybe vinyl. It's good to hear both sides. It allows you to make a informed decision. But here's the thing. I want a company at my house that can give you a product for every budget. And that was one of the reasons why I enjoyed my visit with Rich Hote and Mr. Jason Sawinski. Anyways, now, what's out? Remember I said in the beginning, because of Glenn Hagee, the best windows installed, the one that's installed properly? I agree. So, fiberglass windows, vinyl windows, vinyl or fiberglass, which one's stronger? Fiberglass is. And what does that mean to you? What's the best? What is the reason if it has to be stronger? Does it even matter? Yes, it does. Okay? Let me explain why. If you two reasons. If you want a wider window, the strength allows you to have it. But here's the better one. Okay? If you look at houses and you drive around town and you see vinyl windows, the one thing that always bothers me, and it's my OCD, it's my feng shui, it's just me, Adam Helfman, because I'm neurotic. I like a window that has a thin frame. I don't want the big clunky window, because here's the thing. When you replace windows, they used to be, like when we would replace a window, it would be brick to brick. With a vinyl window, you can take the sashes out, you can use the window frame, and then you put the vinyl window in there. You wrap aluminum around it, and you're like, oh. But then now the vinyl windows are bigger, and they do it, wider. But the frame of a vinyl window, in my opinion, is a little bit too thick for me. Fiberglass are thinner. Less frame equals more glass. It's pretty, Is vinyl weaker? Yeah, but they make frames or the frame of a window. They have metal in it sometimes to increase strength. And if you have a thicker frame, it's less glass. Is there a problem with less glass? Well, less glass equals less light. Now, forget about the technology, the U value, the low E, the argon. Every one of them has all that. And so having that done properly is important. Paying for windows in your home should be a one-time investment. Okay? Once you buy windows today, if you're buying windows in the next year or today, let me say this. It should be like when you're buying a roof. The last roof, the last windows you should ever have to buy. And it's the truth. 248-539-9797. Happy birthday to Chris in advance. He's the counter guy. He turned 24. Brizo, Delta. I need some cartridges, Chris. Get a hold of me. Here's the one. Mail trucks were based on the S10 chassis for a long time when those trucks were being made. Oh, that's interesting. Yes. Blinds between the glass is cool until the blinds break. That's the problem, Houston. If you have a question, you want to shout, remember today's shout out Saturday, 248-539-9797. Hey, if you want to watch the show, Facebook, Hire It Done, we're on YouTube Live, we Twitch, stream it. And right now we're on Facebook Live. Just go to the Hire It Done page on Facebook and you can check us out. Just to have fun. You know how that goes. So when you choose windows for your home, we're talking fiberglass versus vinyl. It should be a one-time investment and you should never have to buy them again. A lifetime guaranteed, okay? A lifetime guarantee. It should cover, here's the thing, my friends, it should cover every aspect and part of the window and the workmanship as long as you own that home. So when the window person comes to your house and explains to you the details of their windows and they say, oh, we'll give you a lifetime guarantee, lifetime warranty, make sure it's in writing. Because what they say and what the reality is sometimes could be different. That's the other thing when I was at the performance remodeling company. I asked them about that. And, listen, I ask. And then I say, well, can I see it? And the companies who are truthful, there's no hesitation. They're like, oh, yeah, no problem. And that's what I felt good about the guys at performance remodeling. In fact, part of all my contractors at Hire It Done, like Running Right Heating and Cooling, shout out to them today, Ron Garmo and Andy P., Mr. Perlin. They're just full transparency, good companies. So can the warranty be transferred? That's a good thing. Because if you have a house and you just put brand new windows and you spend a lot of money and you're living there 4, 5, 6 years, and then you're ready to move up, moving on up to the top penthouse apartment. Remember the Jeffersons? That's the best. He could move. George Jefferson? Was that his name, George Jefferson? What was his first name? I forget. He used to dance. He could move. He had some moves. Anyways, transferring a warranty is important. And by the way, talking to real estate agents, if there's a lifetime warranty on a window and it's transferable, that adds to the value of your home. 248-539-9797. Shout out Saturday. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, more fiberglass versus vinyl. I'm Adam Helfman. Keep it locked in right here. Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. We're having a great show today. I love when we have a good show. 248-539-9797. You have a question this morning, one that Google can't answer. Hey, I'm ready to help you. Anyways, let's give some shot. Yeah, it was George Washington. No, it wasn't George. Was it George? George Jefferson. Yeah, George Washington Jefferson. Okay, on the Jeffersons. Hey, remember that show? Remember Archie Bunker family, whatever they call that? All in the Family. I actually had my son YouTube a couple episodes, Archie Bunker, and my son calls me up and goes, Dad, that was really on TV? I go, yeah. He goes, how did they allow that to be on TV? The world has changed, friends. Anyways, the Landscape Group in Milford. What up, Kevin Clark? Shout out. Wood frames are swelled up. Are they just, or do some companies replace the inserts? Thanks, Ryan from H-Town. Well, Ryan, there are companies that repair windows. That's like a Band-Aid fix, just so you know, okay? We're talking about difference between vinyl and fiberglass, okay? And one of the things about installation is the installers themselves. Think about that. Window installers, carpenters, are they the same? No. A good carpenter can do a window really well. A window installer shows up to do the windows. So the key here is finding the good companies that do the best installation. And if they do a lot of windows, they have the best installers. Okay? You need a window company that has a long track record of success. Okay? And you got to avoid the companies that are like Chuck in a truck with the tail light guarantee. Once they leave, there's the guarantee. You see their taillights and they're gone. You can find a good smaller company. They're there, but it's very difficult. When you have a bigger company, one that's established, okay, been in business, for a while. And again, remember, over 5 years, 96% of all contractors fail in the first 5 years. So get one that's been around longer, obviously, and stick with them. The right guarantee, the right warranty. So that's another thing. Licensing, insurance are always going on. Franklin Cider Mill's opening up soon. Speaking of great donuts, cider, frozen cider. Did you ever have frozen cider? When I go there, I always get the salami stick. I don't get the cheese. I'm going to buy honey this year. Maybe a bag of apples. Oh, and by the way, they have good hot dogs. Don't forget. Anyways, here's one that came in. By the way, if you have a question, text me. I'd love to hear from you. 248-539-9797. But let's finish up this content. Okay? Like I said before, I was at Performance Remodeling. Oh, someone texted in, what's the number? Here's the thing. If you want a free estimate for windows, siding, roofing, gutters, you can call Performance at 586-540-6000. It's an easy number to remember. WindowsRoofingSiding.com or PerformanceRemodeling.com. And we're talking about the difference between vinyl and fiberglass. And the reason why I'm using their name is because I was visiting them. And by the way, if you're a contractor and you have a showroom and you want me to visit, get a hold of me. Adam@hireitdone.com is the email. We like to talk to contractors. We like to visit because I like to keep my finger on the pulse of what's going on in our industry. And that's part of it. Anyways, getting the installer and then installed properly is most of the problem today. If a window is not installed properly, it's worthless. Think about this. If you have a really nice window, an expensive one, Kolb and Kolb, and it's not installed right, guess what, friends? Guess what, Houston? We got a problem. That's why the installer / window company that you're dealing with is just as important, if not more important, than the brand of the window. Let me say that again. The company that you choose and their team of installers is just as important, if not more important, than the brand of window. Capiche? You understand? Okay, I say. Here's the latest thing you want to happen with your replacement windows. You want to be really happy. Now, in a year, in 6 months, in 90 days, if something happens, you better have the sufficient warranty protection. We talked about warranties and guarantees earlier in the show. What happens when you have a metal roof and you have this big storm and something leaks? You call the metal roof company and they're like, oh, we sold that division. Are you kidding me? We can't help you now. I mean, at that point, I'm lawyering up. At that point, I'm Googling reviewing. That's the other thing, reviews. I'm half in and half out. Homeowners have the power of the review. We call them the keyboard gangsters. Now, have you ever been on the neighborhood app? I read that app for entertainment. I heard a big bang. Did anyone hear that? There's gunshots. You know, I smell someone's barbecue down the street. This is terrible. I got to call the police. Oh, my God. It's one of those things. I love it. But the whole review thing, I read it. Don't ever use Jim the handyman. Oh, my God. He agreed on a price of $500. Then when he opened it up and it was rotted, he wanted $200 more. I'm not paying. Okay. Don't pay. Make sure you put it everywhere. And by the way, the best contractor is the one that's solution-minded. I love a fiberglass window. I also love a vinyl window. Who puts in good vinyl windows? DeWitt. They're great. That's a great company. Mark Wormuth and Alex Hassan, they're partners of Higher Done. Great guys. And so we've got great companies. That's why I was talking about performance remodeling, because they do the fiberglass, and it's a great window. But here's the other thing. Let's just say it's out of your budget, but you like the company. What do? Oh. When a company says, I'll give you a window for your budget, they can be like, okay, maybe I'll give you Polaris, Great Lakes window, maybe Pella. Think about that. That's a big deal. A really big deal. I just want you to know that, okay? Double hungs, single hungs, horizontal sliders, awning windows, casement windows, bays and bows, direct set picture windows. We should do a video on Windows 101. And I should do a video. I'm going to call up the window guys. Say, hey, let's do a video on just educating homeowners on windows. And I'll do like a 3-minute video. Make it quick. You know, homeowners have no attention span. I don't have attention span. I have ADD. I have Spilkus. You know what Spilkus is, my friends? It's called ants in your pants. Okay? Shout out to Dave Bear. He's a builder. Shelly Allegro. What up, Shelly? Shelly's a really good friend of mine. Her and Joe, Kylan, Carissa, getting married. Kylan and Carissa, happy wedding soon. Al from Macomb says, Adam, install the window yourself if you want it done correctly. What do I always say to my listeners? From the neck down, Adam Helfman is worth minimum wage. From the chin up, 7 figures. Casement versus double hung. Farva. Hey, what up, Farva? We're going to do a whole show on that soon, okay? Jeff and the crew with Detroit Brick and Masonry, they're always listening. High fives, guys. Right? I can't wait till the cider mill, Franklin Cider Mill, opens. Gallon of cider, dozen donuts with the grease going through the bag. There's a sign of a good donut. When you look at the bottom of the bag and it's like glistening, and then you pull a donut out, and the tips of your fingers are shiny. Oy, do I love that. I can't help myself, folks. Food and home improvement. I get in trouble every time I talk food. My therapist said I'm nuts. It's okay. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. What a great day. My name's Adam Helfman. Keep it locked in here, and I'll see y'all next week. Take care.